And we are live. Hi. Uh, so it's probably been a bit since you've heard me, or heard what I've been up to. Haven't really been playing as much Fortnite recently, and still trying to get stuff set up on this new computer setup. As you notice, we are not currently playing Fortnite. We are playing Moses. Wow, I really butchered that. We're playing Forza Motorsport, and I'm gonna be racing a few of my cars. I'm gonna be racing the '87 Pontiac Firebird. As you might notice, I do have a livery on the car. This livery was given to players if you go into the design and paint. This is to match an older style. Just gonna do some of this. We're gonna knock this down to 20 drivers. Yeah. Yep. As you might notice, I have a Firebird in this game. I also have a Firebird, or two Firebirds in Fortnite. I have one 3rd gen, one 4th gen. This is a 3rd gen that I have in this game. But you also saw a 3rd gen Camaro. As weird as some of that might sound, this is a very small reflection of my own personal car collection. So, I just kind of want to race a little bit and, kind of fun to race, and figured some people might be interested in it. I know that rocket racing isn't all that popular, and for good reason. Epic doesn't seem to support it as much as they used to, but I've also ran into some issues this season where, due to the map sizing, I get this 80 players, matches go quite a bit faster, and I just kind of want to enjoy the match. And I run into an issue where some of the stuff is sized wrong. The distances you can't easily just look and correct. So we got a Volvo wagon, another Trans Am. I think that's a BMW. As you can tell, there's not really too many modifications to this Firebird. But we don't need a lot of modifications. As you can see, this is a GTA trim. If I remember correctly, Grand Touring Americana. This was the top trim option. If you take a look at the rearview mirror, you can see distance and other stuff like that. That was optioned on either the Camaro Berlinetta or this GTA Trans Am. Trans Am, along with the IROC Camaro, had better handling than the base model. Stiffer sway bars, I want to say compression, sorry, not compression. The spring rates were a little bit different. They also either had a 5.7 tune port or a 5.0 tune port, or better known as the 305 or the 350. This car has the 350 tune port. Personally, I would have gone for a 305, just due to cost effectiveness. You'll see a lot of people take the cars and LS swap them, which, yes, the LS has quite a bit more. The other guy's getting awfully close. Modification ability. But BMW's not gonna let me pass. Come on. And we crash into the BMW. Oh. Great. Brake, brake. So the BMWs will have us in the straightaway, but we have them in the corner. He should be faster than I am, but it appears he's not really. Is that a Porsche? Not the green one, the white one in front of us. I gotta focus on the drive. He's swinging a little bit wide. We're swinging wide. We got a Camaro in front of us. So that's an IROC, or a RS trim. You can tell by the taillights. Triple stack was either RS or IROC, and we just passed the Camaro. Now you could get the RS with a 5.7 or a 305 as well, but it did not come with the tune port. It came with a TBI, or if you got a very early version, you could only get a 305 with a split fire. That's what they call it, not Spitfire. Split fire. The split fire, notorious on the Corvettes in '84. It was on the Camaro and Trans Am trims from '83 to '84. '85 was the introduction of the tune port. '86 saw some minor changes to the tune port engine, followed up with some bigger changes that came up to the engine itself in '90. '87 was the first year to opt. 87 or '88, I think it was '87, was the first year to offer the 350 tune port. So, yeah, some interesting facts. And while some might see this third generation as the ugly duckling within Firebird and Trans Am communities, and even the Camaro community, I personally do like the design styling, which is why I own several versions of this chassis. And each version of the chassis is a little bit different. Whether it was the engine, started off with one of my cars being a 2.8 V6. Didn't really have a whole lot of power, and it was an automatic, so we swapped it out to a 305 tune port. Then I had purchased a 305 throttle body injection or TBI, and I then afterwards bought a 2.8 5-speed. And, you know, while I don't want to show my face too often, which is why I don't have like a webcam or anything, at some point I do plan on putting videos out of those cars in different states, and possibly on that 2.8 car, 2.8 5-speed. There is a chance of me swapping the engine out for something a little bit more unique from what you see within the F-body community. But that's going to take time, fabrication, and money. And while I have none of those. Money can be earned. I got time. Just got to be able to properly use it. While we were slow. We'll probably beat the time though. The fabrication's gonna be where I run into an issue, but everything can be worked on until that point, so not overly concerned. As you can see, top 3 finishers. Yeah. So we had 2 Camaros and 1 Firebird. Looks like the Camaros have some light modification. And now, I don't mind some of the branding on the car. Some of the other branding on it, I would personally change if I knew how. But I don't know how to do that layering stuff currently. So I'll be working on it. But yeah, because I would appreciate to be able to make the car that I race look like one of my cars. And don't bring up the Camaro, because the Camaro is not getting that treatment in this game. So for the people that know me, I own a Camaro that is black and third generation and swapped in with a smaller engine than what you can race in the game, but nothing wrong with that. But it was a base or Berlinetta trim. I think this was the base Sport Coupe. Some other people think it was Berlinetta, but I don't have the interior pieces for the Berlinetta. We got two Volvo wagons beside us and another Firebird in front of us. Looks like a Camaro behind us as well, or that could be a G-body. Did we hit someone? Yeah, oh, yeah, we completely hit that BMW. I'm sorry, buddy. It'd be nice if I could see out of the passenger side. Oh, that is a good looking G-body. Off track. We're gonna get a small penalty for that. Oh, no penalty? Okay. And as you can probably tell, as I'm not paying attention to either the fuel or tire, I am playing with it on the lowest race setting. That is a sharp turn for this. Don't want to hit that Volvo. Which is also why we have rewind, but...
Last lap, let's go.
Oh. Last lap. We're not even halfway through. There's that Porsche. 928 or 944? It's a 928. I think that's a Porsche at least. Hey, look, a Camaro. Nice. I think they call that a duckbill. Empowered BMW E30. A little bit slower that time around. But we knocked our place down to 4th. And now we're passing. Look, we don't want to hit. Yeah. Oh, we're close on that IROC. And we hit the IROC. I'm sorry, buddy. I gotta look at the mini map. No. Well, I guess if you're not rubbing, you're not racing. He's a little bit faster. He took 3rd place last race. That was a Saab? That's not a bad looking Saab. So I'm gonna go to the next race. And because I know the engine and all that, I'm gonna keep a lot of that, but I might modify a little bit on the suspension. what I'd like to modify is a little bit on the camber. Actually, we might want to modify the gear ratio for this race. And we got higher drag right now. All the Firebirds are going to have higher drag. Let's go with some custom upgrade performance. And we have... We're quite a bit low. I don't want to throw that wing on. That makes it look like I'm trying to do like a skyline style for the wing. Front bumper. The lip wouldn't be bad. What's the hood difference? So those are more Camaro on that for the cowl induction. But that doesn't benefit us as we are not carbureted. We are fuel injection. And that doesn't benefit us either. That increases our drag. So what I'm going to do is go with the springs and dampeners. So you can go street, you can go sport, you can go race. We don't want... We'll probably end up going race. We're not doing anything with bounds. Yeah, we're going with that. As far as the brake upgrade goes, starting our stock, that's a 2 piston. So that's the stock 1 piston. I'm guessing that's a 6 piston. We don't have enough for that. So that should allow the engine to rev faster, but we want to be careful with it. Valves are a really big thing on especially a 350 block. And if we're going to be doing valves, might as well take a look at a cam. We don't have enough for a cam. Oh, we have enough for a cam. My bad. So we are done upgrading. Now, what we are going to do next, because we changed some of that setup. Why are we running 39 in the front? We're going to drop that down to being about a 34. Yes, I know. You're looking at this going, hey, your top speed increased by that. Yeah, factory it's supposed to be a 32. But our 0 to 60 on the, our 60 to 0 braking distance slowed down. Then, if we look at our alignment, we should be able to change. Good. So we're going to run a little bit more negative camber in the front. That rear is not adjustable. As far as the toe goes, that's what we want it. Caster at 5 degrees, yes, that is where we want it. Now you might be looking at this going, what do I know about caster, camber, toe? I know that if we go ahead and do this, we're a stance boy, and that doesn't benefit anything. But this, drop it down to 2.7, roughly, will allow for our braking distance. Well, we're not really looking at braking distance here for this. The reason I'm adjusting camber on this, and I'll probably put it to like -1.9, is for handling. So you can barely tell it that's been done. But as the car rolls, we should have more tire contact up in the front. And that's what we want. We're done with that. Come on. We're keeping the Firebird. Not gonna race the Mustang. Okay, back. They don't like that I have this set up that way. Fuel and tire. Yeah, we're not gonna do anything there. Driver list. Select. Cancel. There we go. Still getting used to controls. So we rev quite a bit faster now. Come on, Beamer. Still running stock braking. Nope, we're off track. Okay, we're not off track. Good. We just got passed by. Is that the Saab or is that a Porsche? Oh, we hit that poor guy. Sorry. We're cutting corner short. And we're putting a lot of restriction on our front tires by having it steer, especially at full lock with the camber. But as we go through the corner, we have better handling statistics. That is something I'm probably going to keep modifying a little bit and changing up. You don't really ever change your caster. I know, especially on these third gens, you can pick up caster camber plates. And, well, that can allow you for a lot of stuff. Most people will do that for the camber. The caster side of it, caster is about your steering wheel returnability. So as you come out of a full lock, how fast the steering wheel returns back to zero. Come on, there we go. Now, tires, big thing for the upgrade list. Do not tailgate. Okay. Weren't you from the movie Taxi? Probably not. Our gear ratio, we have a 4-speed. Only appears to be a 3-speed right now. And we're coming in hot. Oh, man. Way too hot. That is why when you upgrade your horsepower, you're supposed to upgrade your brakes within that same increment. And we did not. Do I recommend that for people? Yes. If you're going to be trying to make a car that puts down 1,000 horsepower, upgrade your brakes to handle 12,000. You won't use your full potential of the brakes unless it's within an emergency braking situation. Really good for that. If you're taking a car that has 125 horsepower stock, plan on making 300, make the brakes handle for 500. You'll never use the full potential of the brakes unless it's an emergency situation. And then that leaves you for more power upgrades a little bit in the future too. In all honesty, that's how I approach a lot of this. You want a 700 horsepower engine? Build the engine for 9. Let's face it, you're never going to use that 9. Don't tune it for 9. Tune it for 7. You'll still be making horsepower throughout that range in the 7. Where then, if you're tread pushing it to that 9, you'd run into issues with, you know, you're on the edge of the limits for stuff. But when you do that, also make sure you beef up the transmission, beef up the differential. Make it so that way everything can handle the full potential power of the car. But by keeping it lower than that, while you're not pushing the car to its absolute limit, you're making sure that, yeah, we need to work on the brakes. You're making sure that it can handle and not getting more, you're decreasing the stress on the parts, which should give you longer on them too. Big important piece for all of it. Come on, I want to see you in 4. I want to see you in 4. Go to 4. We're not seeing 4. We're only utilizing first and second gear, or sorry, third and fourth. Second and third. Wow, I went through every gear in the car. Except for the combination I was looking for. You might ask why I did that. It's just for the fun of it. Golden VK. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Ah. I might keep calling those Audis or BMWs. But no, we got a BMW E36 on the other side of us. VIR? Okay, we're racing at VIR. Okay. Oh. So, tires are a must on this track. Especially with this condition. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna go to custom upgrade, performance, and tires. We can run a wider front. Oh, we have 200 available. We can't even get street tires, we're running stock tires. So we can't upgrade the tires. I'm sorry, everyone else. Okay, this is really gonna test out how well my alignment was on the car. Ooh, I don't know VIR. I don't know VIR. Oh no. I think we just hit someone. Yeah, we hit them. No, let him pass. Let him pass. Let him. I'm not trying to. We hit the BMW. Yeah, we needed tires. Like, heavily needed tires. I hope there's no time gain. She's all over the place. At least we can still see the taillights. We're not too far back. The second we start seeing headlights, we're doomed. She needed timing upgrades, but if I would have known we would have been racing in an rain like this. We're not in last? How aren't we in last? Brake, brake, brake. We almost hit that fourth gen. There's a third gen in front of us. We can probably catch up to them. They're most likely experiencing some of the same issues we are, unless they upgraded their tires to a all-season track tire. No, I'm not going to advertise any tire brands. I think we are. I'm in no position to advertise tire brands. Personally, my cars run whatever tire that came on them when I bought the car. Unless it's my daily driver, that's the only one that gets regular tire changes. Oh, we're gonna be lucky to even place top 10 on this. Well, no, actually, we're still first lap. I might not appreciate that. Ooh, brake, 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 brake. Beware the Mercedes, beware the Mercedes, beware the Mercedes. Brake. And we hit the wall. And that would be why we invest in tires and brakes.
Final lap.
We're going to be lucky for a top 10 finish. Remember, braking is going to be more important on this map, especially condition-wise. Lock to lock on this is going to be horrible. This Beamer has an exhaust. He's taking the corners awfully slow, but I don't blame him. I can't say much. I hit the wall and I hit the Beamer. We're not going to do well this match. Oh, come on. And we hit the Merc. I think we hit the Merc. Okay, I don't think. I'm trying to. I don't know if that is a Merc or not. I think that is. Let's try to pass the WS6. Let's pass the. No, not you. Camry. We passed the WS6. Now it's time to pass the much rarer. Yeah, it's not a WS6, but I wish it was. GTA. You could get a WS6 Firebird on the Formula platform, but yeah, good luck finding that. That's like finding the. Okay, yep, we don't have ABS. These guys have ABS. We don't. The WS6 was a handling package on the Formula, and the Formula was already a handling package. So it's a very rare package to find across both cars. Is that a Caprice? No, that's a Monty. That's a Monty. That's a Monty. Don't hit the Monty. Don't hit the Monty. Don't hit the Monty. We hit the Monty. The Monty was going so slow. Come on. Catch up to the Beamer. Catch up to the Beamer. Slow down. Slow down. Slow it down. Mustang? Can we pass the Mustang? Can we beat the SN97? Nope, that's a BMW. That's a BMW. Nope, that's a Saab. We're going to use the Saab to help us brake. I think we're still racing side by side with that Saab. Here comes the finish line. Can we get spun out last second? Oh, he really did not like us using him to brake. No, that wasn't a Saab. I got no idea what that is. Yeah, no, we completely lost that race. And yeah, no, I don't know up to it. I am surprised the Camaro made it up into that. That shows us how bad we were. Another rainstorm? Is this Road America? This looks like Road America. This is Road America. Oh, Hawk's performance. Oh yeah, tire rack. More rain. So, what we are going to want to do, what we saw last time, is tires. We can't afford any of the good compounds. We can afford the street compound. We are going to select the part and finish upgrades. What we have just done is greatly benefit every other piece of the car. For the acceleration, the only thing we did not benefit is the top speed. That can get benefited by larger rear tires. But in this case, VIR. No, not right. That was last race. Road America. Road America is a very long sweeping corner car. Oh, that Monty took it personal last race. We're gonna want to start off at about 2,000 RPM, so that way we don't have as much spin, like that Audi Infinity QX or no Q30, Q35. I don't know my Infinities. Roast me in the comments if you want. I got a buddy that's really good with Infinities. I am not. Wow. Beware of that dude. Took it out on that poor bird. He's about to do the same thing to the Audis, so we're going to push him off to the side because that poor Quattro doesn't deserve it. We're going to box him in. I think that's a Commodore. Wow, that Audi braked hard. Alright, sorry, not Audi. Merc. As we go through here, I know quite a bit of people in Wisconsin. I don't know many that actually use Sargento cheese. The Johnsonville brats, yes, I know plenty of people in Wisconsin use them. Not the Sargento, though. So, the Johnsonville brats. Just advertise it for those. Can we pass the Quattro? The Quattro systems are really good. If you ever get a chance to drive a car with a Quattro system, turn off the traction control. It's a great car, especially in the snow. We're coming up on a Monte Carlo E36. I think that was a Passat. No, that was a Q4, A4. It's an Audi. I think we got a Saab in front of us. You're a Saab, right? No, no, you're not a Saab. Yeah, we passed illegally. We're gonna get a time deduction.
Penalty is 0.8 seconds.
Why did we do that? We were both going for the inner corner, and I don't have good brakes for this rain. My fault, yes. I'll take the time deduction.
One more lap.
He is about 0.8 seconds behind us, so it evens us out roughly nicely. So we're gonna run out of speedometer at some point. Okay, we got this. Yep. Turn right here, turn soft, steady. Optima batteries. Good battery brands. I got one for my 3rd gen. I use the other one in a different car. I have 2 of them. They're glass mat batteries, so really good, especially in the cold weather if the car sits. Now, I don't recommend you have a car sit with a battery in, but if you have to have it, that works nicely. Now you might be going, hey, you're really following that racing line. Why do you have that pulled up? I have not touched my settings. I'd take that down personally, but it does allow me to also see kind of which way the track goes. So I don't have to constantly keep my eye on the minimap on tracks I'm not as familiar with, such as I want to say it was that previous, no, it wasn't VIR, and I'm pretty familiar with Road America, but one of the previous ones from the stream. Come on, we got this. We got this. So even with that 0.8 deduction, we were nearly 40 seconds faster. Sauce dog. Oh, that is a beautiful SS. AC spark plugs. I think I'd be running AC Delco. As far as mag tools or Mac tools goes, they're not bad. Use them, but not my first tool of choice. Mid Ohio. Ooh, this is gonna be a fun one. So Mid Ohio, as you can see, long straightaways. This is gonna be one where top end power is important, along with a little bit of handling. Our car is pretty well set up for that. I'll see what all we have for points right now. So we have 200 points right now. We go into performance, we go to tires. We should be able to swap that out, go back to stock, which gives us 900. We don't have enough for the sport tires. We run a wider whip. We can't in the front. That helps, yeah, with those. We're probably not going to do any changes from our last race. Yet, we are going to try to work up to some better tires. Oh, it's a beautiful L. No, it's a Cobra. It's a beautiful Cobra. We're going to want some wider rear tires. I want to get a closer look at that Cobra. Don't you try it, Infinity. Don't you try it. As I said, this is a top-end race. We don't have the valving for this to be amazing. What we gotta hope is for the corners. I think we just got hit. We got hit. Sounds like it was the Affinity beside us. Yes, it was. Saw the rear view. The Affinity was pushing up against us the entire time. Brake a little bit over here. Turn into bank one. Go wide. Light turning. Light turn. Light turn. Maintain power throughout the rear. And then right here, this is a spot where if you can go wide, you should. But because we had that Monty sitting right there, we couldn't. But that was a great turn setup into this. I think it was turn 5. As you can see, those are guys with really good handling and better top end. That Cobra Mustang has a, my bad, Cobra, has a, so I want to see the front end real quick.
One more. Finish strong.
I can't see the front end. Oh, okay, there's the front end. Yeah, so that should have the GT40 heads on the 5.0. Fox bodies are cars, like the platform's steers and handles like it's on rails. That guy had to brake hard. Assuming we just tapped someone in that corner, or it didn't like that we had one tire go off track. There's the Quattro. You're the Carrera. When did we get ABS in this? We don't have ABS. Oh, don't tell me we got ABS when we upgraded. Did we upgrade the brakes? I'm gonna have to double check. I think we upgraded the brakes. That's why we have ABS, steering control, and traction control. Maybe that was from the coils? But that shouldn't give us... Sorry guys, I'm just confused. I'm looking over here. I know what these cars have stock. It doesn't have ABS. There's a brake proportioning valve. This was a Volkswagen race, I guess. "24 hours of Le Mans." Ooh. I wonder how the voice comes through on the video. No, we're not changing the car. We're not changing the car. Custom upgrade. Okay, so that comes through nicely. Hopefully we don't have a feedback piece. Our feedback loop. I don't want to run with that, but we go here. We go to brakes. We're still stock brakes. Yeah, we are still the stock brakes. How? How do we have ABS? Huh. We get it with the springs. We shouldn't have gotten... Yeah, so we have enough for the next tire compound. So yeah, no, tires are a really big thing. Look at that A4. Beautiful A4. Ooh, that turbo is really good on the A4. Don't get me wrong, yes, I know that a stock A4 compared to a 5.7 Trans Am, the A4 is faster. Oh, we're off track, we're off track, we're off track. Nope, 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 that's not good, that's not good. Oh, we're off track again, we're off track again. Yeah, I hope there's no time game. We got passed by Monte Carlo and a Camaro. I think that was the A4 we were trying to pass before. Come on. Get past the money, get past the money. Slow down, brake, brake, brake. Right, ABS kicked in right there. I still don't understand how we have ABS. This car never came with ABS. Look at that Escort. He's got this. You got this, little guy. You got this. Go ahead. Pass him. Oh, look at the Escort goal. Look at the Escort goal. I think that's another Monty I see in front of me. Come on, Monty. Here I come. Yep. Another Monte Carlo. Brake, 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 brake. I forgot the factory in this corner. Ooh, look at that Merc. Look at that Merc. Porsche. You got this, Commodore. You got this. Punch it. Punch it. You're 5'3". Your 5'3" is faster than that. 100. We keep trying to maintain those speeds, we're gonna hit the crowd. Forgot how long the Lamar was. I think it's like a 5-mile track, right? Say it's the corner right after this stretch that's really dangerous, right coming up. A lot of people miss it, or they can't brake hard enough. Look, a Porsche banner. They're driving the Porsche. Cut in over here a little bit. Slow down for this stretch. Long winding loop. Slow down. Turn slightly. There we go. Turn down. Turn slightly. There we go. Turn. We only have to do minimal braking for this. A lot of this is going to be throttle actuation. Especially in this car. No, if I was driving like a GT40, that would have been braking application that was needed, not throttle application. Unless your name is Ken, of course.
Last lap. Let's go.
Shouldn't they be trying to advertise the Pirellis, not the Michelin? No, it's the Dunlops. Dunlops. My bad. Yeah, during the entire GT40, Ferrari, so Enzo and Ford thing, there was a Ferrari team that beat the GT40. I want to say that was like 60, 65. Could be a little bit off there. But they were usually... Wow, I can't speak with while I'm trying to drive, I guess. They were using a different tire than what Enzo wanted them to. I think they were running Goodyear. They could have been running Michelin. So Enzo didn't count that as a win because they weren't running Dunlops. Now, I'm not 100% sure about the validity of that story. I've heard it. But I haven't really looked it up, so... Hey, we got fourth gear! We got fourth! And 150! We got a brake, turn! Oh, we hit the cone. Our front end's gonna be damaged. I'm gonna need new headlights. I'm gonna need a new bumper. Yeah, at least I don't have to worry about the lip. We're still not up to operating temp yet either. This must be an open thermostat car. Well, no, because in, well, braking we wouldn't. We'd be seeing it drop dramatically, especially at the nearly 6,500 RPM. Is this a 175 thermostat? No, this looks like a... No, it's 200. This is a 290 thermostat. But to get that, you'd be running... No, about 2... This might be a 175 thermostat. I know. Pretty boring for most people. But if you ever have a Camaro that's overheating or a Firebird that's overheating, thermostat matters. Especially when your cooling fans need to get jumped. I'd say ask me how I know, but I'm assuming with the context right there, you can take the educated guess. We're on the wrong side of the road. Wrong side of the road. Camber set up nicely for this. We don't need top speed, we need to be able to maintain speed during the corner. As far as top speed goes, I don't even see anybody on the minimap. Can I get a time check for the guy behind me? I mean, it took 5 minutes in the last lap. We're about 4 minutes in, so we should be pretty close and done with Lamal. As long as we aren't going on Talladega next. Cut that a little bit short. Follow this right here, cut it over here. We're gonna cut that in right there, cut that in over here, cut back over here, swing around right there, and I'll just kind of put across the finish line. So we had a Porsche and a Mercedes finish with us. I know that's a pretty more famous Mercedes. I just can't remember the model. I think that was a Mercedes used for the 24 Hours of Le Mans, though. And our car looks like it's meant for the International Race of Champions with the wrong rims. I'm not familiar with this track at all. We got 500 available. So, if I'm hoping correctly, we can get the Firehawk intake. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, you're going, yeah, right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and you're going, no, the Firehawk wasn't offered on the Trans Am for the 3rd generation. That was offered only on the 4th generation. The Firehawk was offered in 1992 on the Trans Am formula. I think 25 cars were produced. So yeah, 25 cars. There's like no chance we get that. We're gonna go back to stock. We have 1,500 available. We need 200 more for that. Okay. So there's a 50-point difference right there, but we're not seeing any change for that. Handling and braking increased by 0.1. Yeah, no, there's... Yeah, we're done upgrading that. Yeah, not much of a change. So... let's run. That Camaro's got a full cage in it. Good for him. And we hit the Camaro. My bad, buddy. And we just hit someone else. Who did we hit? We hit this. Is that the Saab? That was a Saab. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, and that is why you don't change your seating position mid-race. Yeah, so, I changed how I was sitting. Let me change back real quick. Oh, man. I completely did a botch job right there. Okay, we got 2 laps. Very close quarter race. And we gotta pass all 21 other all 20 other people. And this is a short track. This is a short track. This is NASCAR lap. Brake. Cut across. We'll take the time penalty. Well, we didn't get a penalty for the illegal. Wow, he really knew how to brake. Good here. I think we're in Florida. We're gonna be lucky for another 10th place finish on this map. Course, my bad, not map. Course. No, no, you're not spinning me out, Camaro. You're not spinning me out. You're not spinning me out. on, top end. Top end power. Top end power. No, we don't have enough top end power. Oh, that's a nice little Firebird finish for them. Now I'm gonna switch over to campaign real quick. All my cars, the Camaro and the Firebird are my slowest. It's especially funny when you classify I have the Fiesta. I can drift it? There's no way you can drift a Fiesta. This is gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna have to go Stan's boy on the Fiesta. Oh, this is gonna be entertaining. Turn 32? 33, 30. Turn 78? I'm racing a Fiesta in Japan. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna go car, tune car. We're gonna keep that for our alignment. We are gonna go full negative camber. Rear, we're gonna want to straighten that. I like how they go, yeah, right there's about where you want that. Okay, in all honesty, I don't know how to set up a drift alignment. Especially not on a front wheel drive Ford Fiesta.
Race ends in 5 minutes.
Okay, how does one drift? Well, that's not how one drifts. I should have brought any other car for a drift event. A Fiesta is not a drift car. Oh, that set of S. Oh no. Beautiful terrain. But yeah, we don't have a drift car for this. We have a Fiesta. We couldn't drift this if we wanted. I mean, I'd be more than willing to turn that Mustang into a drift car, but... One minute remaining. Yeah, no, don't even give me a win on that. No, 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 no. That's not a win. That's a... I want to restart the race. Let me change the car real quick. Set car. Huh. This is eligible? I guess, custom upgrade? Performance? I mean, we have... Oh, no, we don't. What's the chance that this works out?
Five minutes remaining.
What are the controls? What are the controls? Okay. Resume. Oh, wow. Up. Guys, I can't shift. I can't shift.
I gotta take a look at the controls here. If there's a way to shift, I'd be happy. If there's a drift button, I'd be happy. I'm playing mouse and keyboard. I don't have a controller. If to get the experience of the full drifting and all that, I have to get a controller. I'll back. Settings. Controls. Save. You're complaining about it. What are the controls? Oh, there we go. Keyboard. Yeah. Handbrake. 0. We are going to change that.
Okay. So if I want that, okay. So for that, I want to make it. There's a way to look. Why is this all in the number pad? And we just lost Forza, I think. Oh, it's relaunching Forza. My bad. So we're watching the opening screen.
We've secured you unlimited access to the biggest collection of cars on Earth, and the best tracks to race them on. Set your race rules, or run with no rules at all. Better buckle up, though. The action is going to be intense.
I'm drifting at Road America? In a Fiesta? Huh. In the rain. Oh, good. This is what I was exactly going for. I might actually change it back to automatic. Settings. Because I really... Save. I really don't want to be doing the VC. If I had a shifter and all that, and a steering wheel, and I wasn't playing on my keyboard, I'd be...
5 minutes remain.
Cancel. X settings. Keyboard. Clutch. Yeah. Handbrake. Left shift. Spacebar. Close. Save. Yeah. Uh, resume, and then we're gonna rewind. Well, good thing we're testing this. Wow. So our entry point should start to be right over here. Did we flip the thing? Yeah, we did. Why is this a 6-speed? We are exiting. We are quitting the race. Quick setup. Fiesta. Drift. Track. Random. Weather. Clear. Clear weather. I don't know what this. Oh. It's probably not a bad track to start on. Why is there a yacht? Who parked their yacht in the middle of the track?
Minutes left.
buff the chassis stability of this thing. It's drifting easier now without the steering assist on. I'm gonna want turbo. Yeah, I'm gonna want turbo. Turbo's a must.
Can this guy not seriously turn and like lightly apply a handbrake at about the same time? Okay, that one was on me.
do this. Move over to that. Do 5, 3, skip that. Driving assist, put it as a manual. Save. Yes. Resume. We have a different issue. Keyboard. What else is number 2? There's a keybind for that. Cancel. We'll keep that too. Upshift, it will be up. Oh, arrow keys aren't allowed. Okay. We'll keep that 5 then. You will turn to 1. Close. Save. Yes. Resume.
I think I'll be calling the stream there. Oh, I'm tired. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And goodbye.